I was a reluctant holidaymaker, bedraggled, weary, and extremely conscious of being single. But I was in the Maldives, and the resort, well, it was lovely. Postcard perfect. It was all palm trees, nicely swept paths, and warm, welcoming lights. The staff were helpful in that hotel kind of way, where they make you feel significantly more important than you are checking in, but you strongly suspect they will talk about you meanly the minute you step away from the counter. But despite their charm, I could barely muster a polite smile. It didn't help that the past several hours had revealed that I was a nervous flyer. I never used to be. I was so nervous that the lady beside me suspected I was having a panic attack, and a flight attendant, who looked like Hannah Waddingham, gave me a Valium out of her handbag and a vodka to wash it down. By the time I arrived at the resort, the overwhelming feeling I remember was, well, relief, followed closely by exhaustion, plus the solid conviction that my life was rubbish and that going on a holiday by yourself was a one-way trip to Loserville. The porter, hot, model hot, 25 max, opened the door to the beachfront room, and then we both just stood there while I took a deep, miserable, shuddering sigh. It was the perfect room, literally perfect. I walked into it slowly, taking in the lustrous white linen covering the enormous bed. It was so spacious I could stand there with my black tote held at arm's length, spin around, and not hit a goddamn thing. It had better cupboard space than my house, and a gorgeous bathroom with subway tiles, fancy shampoo, and conditioner in those exclusive smaller bottles, and a window to let you look out at the ocean from the tub. A bottle of champagne sat cooling in a silver bucket, 3/4 filled with ice cubes, and 2 glasses laid out with their stems crossed in front of the bottle, suggesting there should be a couple staying here. There were double doors with light diffusing curtains draped from the ceiling. The doors were open, and a gentle warm breeze flitted into the room, making the soft curtains dance. From the door to where the ocean gently lapped was perfectly pale sand, the kind that squeaks under your feet and gets extremely hot in the sun. To add insult to injury, a full moon hung perfectly low, like a neon welcome sign in the night sky. It was the moon that pushed me over the edge, and I burst into tears and fell on the bed. I don't know what happened to the hot porter. Perhaps it wasn't every day he showed someone the perfect room, only to have them collapse into a ball of grief and sadness. He had evidently made himself scarce, leaving the emotional wreck alone. I cried a marriage worth of tears on that perfect bed, bits of my tubular mascara balling up and marring the perfect white surface. Once I had noticed, I began trying to brush it off, but that just made the smudges much worse, so I simply gave up. Walking over to the champagne bucket, I reached into the slushy ice and wiped a little of the freezing liquid over my eyes.